Welcome to my channel. This is a reading for Gemini for December 2020. First off, I want to say thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you to my existing subscribers, and certainly welcome for anybody that is new to the channel. I will just give you a rundown of how I'll be going about reading the cards. So initially I was doing readings which would take a little bit longer, and certainly trying to shorten that up for my sake and for your sake. So hopefully this new way of doing things is more conducive all around. So I've pre-pulled the cards, and I have actually, I'll pull them forward so that you see which cards I'm referencing. I am using 5 different decks here. So I am using the, actually I'll just go through them here in a second. I'm using the Babylonian Tarot, which is by Sandra Tabitha Cicero. I'm using Archangel Power Tarot deck, which is Doreen Virtue and Riley Valentine, as well as Energy Tarot, Sandra Ann Taylor, and the Quantum Oracle, Sandra Ann Taylor. For some of these cards, I've actually pulled the Rider-Waite deck as well, just to clarify, but just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to leave all of that out and just review the cards that I've laid out as is, because these are the main cards anyway that I've gone through. So in short, I am using the Quantum Oracle here, and this is the Sandra Ann Taylor. So we've got friends and colleagues, we've got great achievements, there is joyous fun, there is professional assistance, family, friends, and guides, and true love, intuition, and manifestation. So I think these ones pretty much speak to all of what I will be referencing, even though the other cards will draw a little more out in terms of clarification as well. So first off, I find that for you, Gemini, December is really an optimistic month. There is some good news that is going to be coming in, likely about the 3rd week of December, but in general, this month is filled with opportunities, it's filled with connections. It is about, setting in motion this new course that you've been working on, I feel, for a lot of you for the month of December. For others of you, there's new opportunities in the works. If you've been putting out resumes, you're going to hear something back in the month of December. I feel that you are much more positive about your direction and about, yourself overall, and how you present. This is drawing some admiration with friends and colleagues, and certainly it does speak to some achievements here. But I feel that you're also getting some professional assistance or some kind of advice that is relevant for you at this time. So either way, for the most part, again, for those that have put out resumes, there is a return on your effort. You're getting some calls back, and certainly an opportunity I feel that you will feel is worthy, and for many of you, you will be taking that opportunity. But either way, things are showing up at the right time, and you're meeting new people, which is predominantly what I feel is the energy around December. And these new people are taking an interest in your work, or you're just feeling good about yourself overall because you're drawing more attention to yourself in some way. So during this time, as I said, there is going to be some proposals that are coming through here with the Great Achievement cards as well. These proposals can be in lieu of business or committed relationships, but either way, these are things that are shining through in December. So there's some kind of engagement for some of you. And I feel that engagement as I say, is more on the romantic front, as it did speak to the true love card here as well. And for others, singles, I feel that you're going to be getting new opportunities that are also coming through for you. You're going to meet someone here. And for others that already have deeper connections, there's going to be reconciliations or some kind of revitalization, deeper connection around those relationships, even families as well. There can be some family gatherings, although given COVID, I feel that's a little restricted, but certainly some of you have, a larger family in your household, and that does speak to those gatherings, although albeit, as I say, with restrictions, but there is definitely happy times around that energy. There is also, again, career bites. There's some decent money that's starting to open up, although I don't know that you're really gaining a lot of that in the month of December. There is some form of gain that's coming up here, though, in the month of December, but I feel that it's more of a surprise. So again, you've got joyous fun. There's definitely some kind of celebratory energy involved here. But again, with the joyous fun card here, I do feel that that energy also surrounds celebration around some kind of career opportunity that is also opening up for you. But either way, December is about money making ideas that are really at the forefront in December. So things that you are still in contemplation about, but definitely some action and some opportunity that is coming through. There's a lot more clarity around where you're headed, because I feel that many of you are feeling more spiritually connected at this time. So with family, friends, and guides, there's definitely a lot more stronger intuition all around for you. I do feel that you are getting some obstacles that come up, but your guides are helping you to redirect you, and make better choices on that path, which is still helping you to get towards your goals here. So things are slow to expand, but you're definitely going in the right direction. And just as a side note, sometimes our slowdowns are for reasons that are unseen, but they're necessary for a brighter outcome down the road. So if you've got a lot of anxiety over these slower periods of development, it's really not in your best interest to entertain all of that energy, simply because, what you put out also comes back. But also, for example, if on the other end of your desire, your business goals or your personal goals, sorry, if on the other end of your desires or your business goals, a person would have to show up in a time or a place that you would be most open to, or be more receptive to gain from that connection. So somebody has to be positioned in the right job for the promotion before it can become available to you. So maybe somebody has to lose a job, enable for you to move into that position. So there's a lot of other things that have to move around, different parts of the puzzle that need to be I don't want to say navigated through, but removed or shifted, enable for that opportunity to become available for you. So what may be an obstacle in one respect is really an opportunity in another. You just have to wait for that position, to allow you to gain. So again, people showing up at the right place and at the right time is also a part of that. You need to be open to a new relationship. If you've just come out of a hard relationship where you're scarred, you're not necessarily going to be open. So again, that's where universal time takes precedence. So that's why I think it's a little harder for some people maybe to understand that everything doesn't happen in the month that it's being presented. Because the universe needs to move those pieces around to get the other person in place, to get the position of authority, to be able to see your work under their advisement. Maybe somebody else is currently in that position of authority and they're losing their job, or they're being promoted, or they're going elsewhere, whatever that situation is, to bring about that wish fulfillment. Somebody needs to be, a particular person might need to be, instrumentally put into an area, enable for you to gain and to see success. So it takes time to position the right people by prompts versus by, prompts by the universe versus, removing people's free will. It's really not about that. It's more about repositioning things so that so everybody gains on some level of wish fulfillment, just at different times. So in the meantime, if you're challenged financially, more than what you're comfortable with, you can still ask for help from your guides or the universe to help you to maintain or organize sort of that secondary strategy while things are being lined up on the other front, so that you're able to carry on with your own stability. But also just to note that, I don't feel like there are any pressing financial conditions within December itself, although there may be some juggling and shifting around of monies to meet obligations, but it's all still within your control. You're actually meeting your obligations, like I say, but there is a level of instability that does show up a couple of times in December, somewhere in that first week, and as well toward the end of December. I feel the third week is really where you're seeing some kind of a gain or unexpected monies or unexpected opportunity or something that's coming through. This is a time where you're feeling more social. This is a time when I feel that you are operating with a lot more charisma, and you're feeling more talkative, or you're wanting to be more social, and I think that's drawing attention to you on many fronts. So again, there's a lot of relationships that are being healed at this time, and goals are still being actively pursued, and Spirit is confirming that you're still on the right course. So the goals are still within reach here, given your current path. So again, these were, kind of the main cards that came up. You're still relying very strongly on your intuition and manifestation, and as you should be, because it's extremely telling and very significant during the time of December. But I also feel you're going to need to rely on it to get through a couple of the hurdles there at the beginning of December and toward the very end. As with some of the other cards here too, we've got, this is the Babylonian Tarot, and this is the Chariot. We've got the Prince of Wands, the Two of Wands, the King of Arrows, and the Five of Arrows, and the Princess of Discs. So Five of Discs, there's definitely some trouble that's coming through here. So the fives do speak to a little bit of that instability here. But again, if you're relying on your intuition, everything should pull through just fine, because you will get your answers. I do feel that, as I said, that there is some kind of, because you're, even though you're facing these obstacles, and I feel that your obstacles are really, I feel that your obstacles have brought you considerable strength, but not just strength. I feel that they've given you resources that have made you a lot more confident during this time, because I feel that you're very calm and that you're feeling pretty good about yourself overall, for the most part. I feel that you've been really committed to your goals, and that's why, there's some good news that is coming through. And again, whether that's a financial reward, I feel for the majority of you, there is some kind of gain by way of advancement in a position or a Christmas bonus, from the work that you do. But either way, it's something that is, not expected. There is that element of surprise with this gift, whatever it is. There's also a note to keep your ego in check and stay grounded, or you could face more challenges in the coming months. So just move ahead humbly at this time. And in terms of your career goals, if you're in a workspace, I would just maintain your career goals, again, from a very humble standpoint. I do feel that, even though there's some gatherings, again, with friends and colleagues and all of those things, because you've got caring connections, so definitely relationships. You've got happy family, so on the family front, there's definitely some good news. You've also got a contractual agreement of some sort, which I'll go through as well, and a journey. You've got the Sun, which overwhelms all the other cards, and definitely denotes more of a happier time to all of the surrounding cards. Man holding a heart, and Door to Spirit. So again, speaking to intuition as well as more connection in your relationships, deeper connections. But I'll just quickly also mention that with the energy tarot, this card's seen better days, but anyway, there is a tower moment with the disruption. And again, I feel beginning of December and end of December, there's going to be some kind of an argument or competition, but there is prosperity that is coming through. So again, there's some kind of a gain, and I feel on the overall, even beyond the month of December, there is some kind of prosperity that is quite significant, that goes with this particular goal or dream for those that are entrepreneurial or starting on some kind of a writing journey. Again, a lot speaks to you with regards to partnerships and alliances coming through on several decks. Sacral chakra, you need to be moving a lot more. Your body needs something, able to keep those things in balance. And again, that speaks to emotions and so forth. But victory and success overall, if you're able to overcome this tower moment. So again, on a personal front, I feel that those of you that were applying for jobs, you're going to start to see opportunities for employment. I feel that may be part of the celebration, as with the holiday itself, finding that time to celebrate. But there's also, as I said, deeper connections on the average, and I feel a lot of December is really revolving around that. So if you're single, there's new connections, and I feel if you are single and it is a new connection, it's going to be a connection with someone who already has children. But it is about bringing in new partnerships, romantic relationships, those that are in existing relationships. You're going to benefit from this energy socially and in business by strengthening those bonds, developing closer alliances, just deeper connections overall. I think is probably the best way of, you know, of discussing December's energy. But again, there's also a sense of completion, of a task, because you're getting some kind of energy around victory and success and prosperity. So there is some kind of a completion of some sort with this energy here. Let's see if that is easier to see that way. I do feel that, so in other words, you're finishing up something. So for some of you, it can be projects around the house, that maybe you're taking on some, rebuilding of something or repairing things and painting or whatever. But I feel that there's something on the home front that's being finished up. For others of you, it would be about completing a book or a task or something that you consider of real achievement. But it definitely feels like it's more of a creative energy for the most part for most of you, and again for others it's a job opportunity that's coming through here. So it does bring a sense of fulfillment. It brightens your spirits in some way, and I feel that aids with your level of confidence. But it is energetically more of a financially stable time, but there is going to be some personal successes that indicate there's money that's coming in sometime soon, although I do feel there's also an energy around the money showing some kind of a gain. And again, that could be related to partnerships and alliances, but I felt that, again, the contract of some sort was, quite relevant. So maybe for some of you, it is a contract that's coming in here. For others of you, I do feel it's a legal matter that's starting to finish up. So but there is a lighter energy all around in December, so than what has been happening in previous months for you. I do feel that it could be, again, new relationship for some of you. Maybe some of you are actually getting engaged as well, because there was the true love card here that came through. Man holding a heart as well. Doesn't have to be a man, can be speaking to female. It's just the energy of the card itself. But I find that some of you are just also finding real interest in the work that you're doing, something that you can be proud of as well. And again, that's speaking to the victory and the successes with Prosperity Begins and the Victory and Success card. So there is, again, that professional alliance of some sort that's coming through. And it's come through in a couple of different decks here. So they're aiding you in some way. This is somebody who may not be starting to aid you in the month of December, but this alliance is going to be able to help you in some way, or is becoming more significant in some way in the month of December, which eventually will lead to some kind of expert advice or something that they're offering that is helping you in a particular area. So in business, it might be an accountant or a lawyer or someone who specializes in something that you need an answer to. So again, it could be, if you're starting a new job, it could be that you require mentoring or more planning or research or further training in some area. But again, it still feels like it is revolving around some kind of a contractual agreement for some of you. Again, this could be relating to the writing, because writing was coming through very strongly on several cards. But there's also a bit of a nostalgic view here that was coming through with the Journey card. So there's a lot of, time of reflection for you. You're either looking back on, a fonder time or a period where, you're looking at how far you've come, that kind of thing, or maybe, having left a particular job, you're looking back on it with fondness, you're looking at it in a favorable way. So as well, and this could also be speaking to, because there's also some sense of shifting location with the Chariot card, there was a sense of shifting location here. And And I feel that for some of you, it's an actual move. For some of you, it's related to a trip with the work, or like a work-related trip that may be coming up. It doesn't have to be in the month of December, but something that's being discussed. Maybe there's a shifting of a location for, your workspace or a project, but there's some kind of residential shift or a contemplation around that, or some kind of work shift. Again, maybe you're changing your workspace, moving offices, or moving, your work is shutting down and opening up somewhere else. But either way, it just feels something around movement on that level, on that basis. So again, there was the Sun card that came through, and I think that one was it was this deck here. So the Sun card came through, and again, that really overshadows all of the other cards, and really promotes more of a positive energy. So again, if there was any negative cards, it does help to diffuse that negative energy and bring about more of a, almost becomes more of a clarifier energy, where it imbues more of a creativity. Again, for those that are writing or, publishing a book, again, this is really strong with this card. Something is about to finish up and move to completion here with the Sun card. So reflecting back to the man holding the heart here. So this particular card speaks to energy around, again, family connections. As I mentioned before, things are being more balanced in the month of December on your social or emotional front, or you're just feeling more balanced overall. I don't feel like your personal life on that basis is out of whack. It's not. I feel it's one of the most stable elements during the month of December. I do feel that for singles, there's a new romance or a love interest, or even a friend that's coming forward to help you with your personal projects, that's playing an active role in this month. So again, I don't feel they're necessarily helping you in the month of December, or maybe it's just an introduction and there may be the start of that, but there's just an energy of some newness around relationships coming through here. So there is a specific energy around even a new admirer, of, could be the new love, or again, an admirer of the work that you do. So I feel that, you taking, because I feel that you are more confident, but I also feel you're taking more time for yourself. There's more self-care, there's more self-regard for your own needs, and you're making choices now that support the direction that you're taking for yourself. And I think on a lot of levels that is being reflected in the communications and in the it's resonating throughout your family, it's resonating throughout your other connections, and spirit is able to come through easier with you, because there is more of an ease all around, because you're more open to receive. And again, with partnerships and alliances, they're seeing you in a more favorable light. You definitely want to trust your intuition at this time, with the Sun card, as I said, because it's becoming stronger. You're getting a clearer sense of direction, and this clarity is helping you to be able to manifest things faster. So just to be aware of that, whatever you're setting your intentions on for the month of December has is likely to resonate into the new year. So there's definitely a level of prosperity and wealth attached to the goals that you are setting out for yourself. So as I said, you've got victory and success, and prosperity begins. I do feel as well that you need to continue to level up. I feel that even though the road is starting to expand here, and you're starting to see some progress, and you've got the new job, or there's some kind of advancement, there's a couple of gains, people that are starting to notice you now. There's also a sense that you need to remember to learn the game around what it is you're doing. So not just understanding the task at hand, if it's just writing, you need to broaden the picture a little bit to get a better understanding of the territory around this success, or this achievement, or the area of the achievement that you're working towards. There's a sense that you need to get a better understanding of the territory, again, because it's new to you, so you can't rely on your current information to get you to the next level. You need to continue to level up and not see the hurdles as obstacles. Get more research, get more information, really prepare yourself for the upcoming road ahead. So it's like a car on the road. You're going to have to anticipate, trees being down or obstacles in the way, animals crossing the road, things that, things that kind of offer up more of a rough terrain, because no road is paved, smooth all the way down. It's just portions of it that seem to be fairly clear, and with all with all successful roads, you have to equip yourself with the element of failure. And I say failure not in the way that you're going to fail, given you've got a victory and success card, but more along the lines of factor failure into the success, so that you know that whatever obstacles, pull you back or appear to be a failure on some level, you're just renegotiating your position and tallying forward, because you're only operating with partial information. So given partial information, you make the best decision that you can, given the factors that are available. So based on partial information, you're making a decision, so you have to factor in a certain degree of failure. Failure maybe is a strong word, but a certain element of things not working out. So, you may periodically lose confidence, but it's still some kind of competitive quality for you, I feel, that keeps you moving forward. I don't feel that it turns you away. I feel that there's something about those obstacles, not only that come to define you and add to your strengths and give you resources and all of that, but I feel in particular for you, Gemini, there's some kind of competitive quality that keeps the road interesting for you. So, I guess depending on the obstacle, maybe determining how hard you internalize the self-talk, the negative self-talk. But for the most part, I still feel you continue to move forward, because there's a competitive nature about these obstacles, again, that keep the road interesting for you. I do feel there's definitely a sense of an emotionally rewarding time with a lot of movement. As I mentioned, there's a lot of movement emotionally, again, with literary pursuits, a lot of things that I feel are just really emotionally driven in the month of December. Things that that are feeding your soul, things that help you stay grounded, that your inner world and your emotional well-being is stable. You're showing more compassion to yourself, and you're definitely focusing on that emotional well-being and that inner world. Sorry, stay on the right cards here. But I do feel that there is an unlimited potential in the direction that you're headed, and because you have a better understanding of who you are and where you're headed, it's really fairly open to the degree of success that you want for yourself. For every level up, for every degree of achievement, there's oftentimes a level of or a measure of sacrifice that goes with that new rung up on the ladder, so to speak. So I feel that it's going to be dependent on how hard you want to work for it, and of course how far you want to go depends on your own measure of success. For some it may be just a family success, maybe you just need a little extra money in the bank. I just feel that you need to be aware that there will be some sacrifices along the way the further you go. So needing to prepare by considering those aspects, and in doing so, again, doing a little more prep work in navigating through the territory. So not just taking the obstacles as they come forward, but doing a little more research in the area around the project itself, because I feel there's something in that, and maybe that relates around the contractual agreement, but I feel that there's something that you need to know about the territory itself, which will serve you in moving forward faster. But your strong intuition and your connection to someone who has passed on is also coming through. So I feel it, for the most part, it's a male energy, but it doesn't have to be. But I feel for a lot of you, it is more of a male energy that's coming through with the divine guidance that you're getting, the door to spirit. So you definitely have there's some kind of someone who's passed that is coming through to protect you and guide you. And again, December is a really expansive time for you, more on a social level of sorts. There is also younger energy around, and whether this is a person or a person's attributes that came through with these cards here, with the Prince of Wands, Two of Wands, King of Arrows, okay, Princess of Discs. So again, there was this younger energy. It could be you or somebody else, but it's a younger energy maybe that you have this, there's some combative energy around in the 1st of December. But it's someone who's generally full of ideas, doesn't necessarily finish tasks that they start with, but they can be even a little bit more emotionally detached with the Prince of Wands. So this is somebody who's pretty brave, taking on new adventures, can be a little bit volatile, argumentative, fiery energy, that kind of thing. But again, with the Chariot, there is some movement in your favor. And again, there's actual travel that's coming through, or even growth spiritually for some. But there is also the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands, I feel, really speaks to some kind of a truce of sorts coming through. So whatever the argument is in the beginning of December that arises, there is some kind of end or negotiation of sorts. But I want to mention that tension is still there. I feel that the tension is still remaining on the surface, but on the surface the argument appears to be settled. So just to be aware of that. So be really careful and logical and practical in the way that you approach that argument in the first week of December. Or again, for some of you, it's going to be, I feel like the one in the beginning of December is more relevant. The one at the end of December is less significant. But there is also, with the King of Arrows here, it's showing up as that disagreement. And again, I guess the reason why I feel that this is more significant in the beginning months is because I feel it's with some kind of boss or a person in authority, or maybe it's with a lawyer or regarding a decision. But either way, this is somebody who's quite intelligent. Can even be a sharp-tongued, intellect who's a little aggressive. Could be yourself or another energy around you, as I said. But either way, there's some kind of frustration. And I suspect it's between the young and the old. There's some kind of an argument between these two energies. It's a frustration. It's ego-driven, more pride-driven. To me, it seems like it's an argument that really can't be won. And that's why I would suggest trying to avoid too much energy around this quarrel. For others of you, it could be, because again, Five of Arrows is that conflict. But with the Princess of Discs, for others of you, maybe the argument is coming through with a female, but I feel for the most part it's the two male energies, and again, more of a work-driven issue. But with the Princess of Discs here, I feel this is somebody who's quite generous and responsible, very studious and sensitive. Someone who's pretty determined in nature, but I feel this person is really more along the lines of someone who could aid you. I could have that roles reversed there. It could speak to the other, more male, mature energy that's assisting you or coming through. But I think for a lot of you, it's the female energy here that's coming through. But again, take it as it resonates. These are general readings. So there is some kind of setback professionally, again, with the Five of Discs. There's some trouble there. And of course, you've got the Five of Arrows. So, there's some energy around the fives here that indicate that there is that conflict for sure. Again, it could be a kind of a setback professionally, maybe because there's an issue around the work situation that's causing some chaos or heated tempers, something that's beyond your control. But it just references this argument, or feeling stuck in that negative pattern or thinking, or feeling rejected on some front, maybe feeling rejection in regards to the Princess of Wands here. But either way, that there's some kind of difficulty here in the month of, twice I would say, in the month of December. Maybe with the two separate energies, two different people. Maybe the work situation is more around the beginning of December, and toward the end of December, maybe it's just some kind of a smaller disagreement. More along social front versus work-related issue. But either way, I do feel that, unable to get past that situation, you have to move slowly, toward, a practical, logical frame of mind. Try to remove yourself from the emotional element. See it for what it is, stepping back, take that eagle's mind, where you're looking at things from above versus right in the discussion where you feel like you're losing face or losing some kind of positioning, because it's not really worth the argument. And what I say there, what I mean by that is that I don't feel there's a gain from standing your ground in either of those situations. I feel it's really, December is about you needing to be more logical, practical, strategizing, and able to advance past the situation rather than creating more obstacles for yourself, in the month of January or thereafter. So it's not a time to promote your ego or take a stance. It's really a time just to be humble. Again, it's a tower moment, that was coming through here with the disruption card. And you need to, sorry about the card there, and you just need to be aware that it's not a time for you to stand your ground. And, because you've got prosperity, coming, I think that's where you really need to put your focus anyway, and your energy on the things that are working for you. Look at the situation and say, how is that prosperous for me? Is there really a gain for me on a financial front or on a alliance front, whatever it is? You want to be able to build in the month of December. But the prosperity card, again, came up several times, so it's further confirmation that there is an unexpected gift on the way. And again, it could be by way of raise, job promotion, Christmas bonus, new opportunity of some sort that's coming through in that third week, but there's some form of gain regardless. And again, with partnerships and alliances, I feel you're making some kind of long-term commitment with these people. These are people that actually are going to, again, aid you, and help you to strategize, create more opportunities. But, your opportunities are arising from these connections. So just be really careful about, how you operate in the month of December in regards socially. So be on the lookout as well for synchronicities where the universe seems to plant things around you that can aid in your progress, or just keep an eye open, to ideas or things that are coming through from unlikely sources, that kind of thing. With the sacral chakra, again, there's a lot of energy around emotional issues here. And so, and able to keep that balanced and flowing, you want to be able to express your energy in some way physically. So expand your physical presence, not in, a dominating workplace situation, but in some way that is, getting outside, running, exercising, dance, or just exert yourself in some way physically, put it into your work or whatever it is. But there needs to be more movement to be able to balance out that extra energy that you're feeling, because it'll balance out your emotions and you won't be so heated and so reactive. So again, financially speaking, as I mentioned, for the month of December, I did feel there was a bit of restriction. I did feel that I had pulled some clarifiers with the Rider-Waite deck. I didn't pull all those cards because I just felt it was too many to pull when I'm trying to keep this shorter. But I did feel that there was, you were a bit restrictive in December. You're starting out in hermit mode and withdrawn, feeling a bit isolated and alone. You've got some kind of an issue to work through and you're looking for answers and you're trying to anchor yourself in some way. So I feel you have to wait on something, whether it's to hear back from someone regarding a job in that first week of December, or you're waiting for money coming in. But there's that tower moment near the fives, as I mentioned, that indicated that there was some kind of trouble here. And again, perhaps I did feel like it was really on the job front for for most of you really, but you're trying to stay in control because there was some Emperor energy that came through, some really strong cards again with the King of Arrows. So whether that's an authoritative figure that's above you, boss or something along that line. And I did actually, when I pulled the Rider-Waite deck, there was also the Hierophant that came through. So again, it could be in regards to a court situation, especially given that there was the contractual card that was pulled here as well. Again, for some of you, it's related around a writing issue, writing contract that's becoming relevant. But for others of you, it's a legal issue that still feels like it's going in your favor. But there's some kind of a balanced judgment here. So again, I did feel that there was, again, you're trying to stay in control. I feel that you're closed off at the beginning of December. There are cards of that divine protection, you know, with the Temperance card that came through in the Rider-Waite deck, and the Hermit speaking to some kind of test of your current balance or equilibrium. So again, remain patient, wait for the answers. It looks like something's expanding that's related around your home front as well, you know, movement around that. But there is some strong elements of staying in control regardless throughout this reading. And it did come through on you know, several cards here. So again, just be really careful about how you're dealing with things. I did feel that, you know, there, again, as I mentioned, there, you know, the argument toward that first week of December for those that are employed, it could even be resisting a change of some sort for others of you. I feel it's regarding something being delayed or some kind of unfairness that you feel around that job argument with an authority figure. But it feels like it's around money, or possibly you felt like you lost out on a position or of advancement. But by that second week, you should be feeling more stable or assured. You know, maybe just a misunderstanding of some sort, but you should be feeling more stable or assured with some kind of assistance coming through from the universe to give you that clarity, that answer, that clearer path ahead. That obstacle seems like it's removed, whatever that was for you. So there is that reward or gain or opportunity that comes up, a little bit of extra luck that, you know, again, you feel there's that gain. It's unexpected. Third week, December. Maybe you negotiated for a raise or a new position, or maybe there is some kind of grounded, stabilizing energy that's coming through, you know, to help perhaps again in that third week of December. This deck speaks to the Chariot differently than as the Chariot reads in, say, the Rider-Waite deck. But I do feel that, sorry, I was looking for your, you know, with the great achievement here too, I just feel that there is something that's putting you right back on the path for money making. You're working hard. You know, you're getting back to whatever your norm was there. It's some kind of recognition of successful attainment of something. And again, it could be related to that contractual legal matter, you know, that, or work related again for some. But I feel that you've also gained some insight in how to proceed. So with something in that week. So you might feel unhappy about moving on from something that you have a definite reason to, but you do have that definite reason to celebrate, because like I said, there's a lot of cards here that speak to, you know, joyous fun and, you know, happy connections and all of that. So I do feel that you have a reason to celebrate. So something has been pretty much resolved for the most part in December, and you're protected by, again, I feel some kind of father figure coming through for some of you. It also represents your ability to stay in control in a situation for others. But I feel that you've gained something practically. And again, you know, perhaps you gained it by exercising that self-control. But for a few, there will be advancement into a leadership position. For others, you're headed towards stronger commitment with something. There is that collaborative energy around you in that third week, that others are somehow assisting you in a new position, which came through in the Rider-Waite deck, as well as, again, through all of the other cards here as well. With partnerships and alliances, there's definitely you working together with others on some front here. But again, I just feel that, you know, Christmas bonus, as I mentioned, something that you weren't expecting showing up. But by that fourth week, again, you're back into that defensive mode. You're feeling like you need to protect yourself. I still don't feel like there's any major concerns. Maybe you're just feeling the tension. But again, I feel if you can get that energy out prior to work, or throwing it into your work situation and less into the social aspect of things, you should be okay. So you need to put your efforts into manifesting the outcome that you desire in that final week of December. And once you do, you'll find that you come out on top, whether it's clearing the air with an authority figure or a legal matter, or you're going to get but either way, you'll get that outcome that you'd hoped for. Again, because I feel that there's some kind of tension or argument around that last week and the beginning of December, but stay inspired. Try to maintain some control over your emotions. This is going over more. The time is speeding ahead longer than I thought. Don't get too caught up with fantasy. Remain practical. Money matters should be fairly consistent with a little effort, juggling your resources, but otherwise fairly stable. So again, Gemini, things are looking pretty good. I'm just going to go through a really quick review of the advice cards. Again, with the Eight of Michael, you're moving past some difficult times here, so you can be free. Make a courageous choice to change your situation. You're not seeing something clearly. And again, probably around the argument there in the beginning of December. Four of Michael, again, trying to find some balance. Insights coming from quiet meditation, need for more sleep or time off. Maybe you're just overtired in that first week and you just need some relief from the stress. So again, that first week, December, is looking a little bit more challenging. Two of Ariel, again, still trying to find some balance between twos and fours. Important to have balance. Juggling a little bit of your money situation, I suspect. Working multiple jobs or projects at once, making work fun. So again, it's something that I feel you really enjoy to do, but you are definitely having to work on a few different things, not just your work. Some of you are actually doing projects at home for yourself, investing in yourself, as well as working a job. Queen of Gabriel, passionate, charming, brilliant, independent person. So again, this could be a person that's coming through, or again, just in terms of advice, you can do anything right now. Just go after what you want. You have the ability to attract helpful people. Again, repetitive in the cards insofar as what we've already reviewed. Five of Gabriel, again, more fives, challenge of some sort that you can resolve. You just withdraw from the drama. So have patience with yourself and those around you. Again, another repeat with the Chariot. There's determination. There's a need for self-control. There is some career advancement that's going through, as well as, acknowledgement of success from others. Others are starting to see you differently. Queen of Ariel is, again, mature, practical, generous, happy person. Again, this could be an energy around you or yourself, but nurturing yourself, I feel this is more along the lines of advice for you. Nurturing yourself and those that you love, the ability to make anything more beautiful, practical, and wise advice. So you just taking care of you. Five of Ariel, again, two fives in both different decks here, but you needn't go through your current challenges alone. Help is nearby. Again, you're getting help from others anyway through these difficult times. So negative thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecies. Don't take that energy with you. Let it go. Step away from the drama. The Star, you really need to believe in yourself. Dreams come true, and at the end, you're getting past this difficult situation. So that is for the month of December 2020, Gemini. I hope that reading rang true for you. Again, general readings can't speak to everybody. Everybody's age brackets are different, and certainly everybody runs on different levels of steam, that kind of thing. So, just take what you felt, gave you some insight, and you can move forward with. So looking forward to January 2021. Stay safe and have a great Christmas.